Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is now tied for the loser side of the ESL MKX Challenger Cup for Latin America.
Ooh, Latin America.
Some flavor up in there. It's been really, I gotta say, it's been really nice seeing some of the Latin Americans play because they don't really get a lot of time of shine. And there's always been a scene in South America, Latin America, excuse me, for MKX. I mean, NRS games in general. We've had ETC McFly as well as a lot of other players.
Oh, definitely, and that's why ESL has really reached out to them and really tried to include them as much as possible this season. We do have, of course, the ETC tournament as an offline qualifier, so that should be pretty exciting. And I'm glad we get to see them because, yeah, that has definitely been one of the regions, all of Latin America.
Yes,
they absolutely love Mortal Kombat. Some of the biggest Mortal Kombat fanatics that I've ever seen have come from that region, and we're really glad that we can showcase them.
And we even had Killer Zinok. I think that's how you.
I've heard Shinnok, but he's not a Shinnok player.
Yeah,
so
I think it's Killer Zinok. I could be wrong, but anyways, that's besides the point. He's an awesome Cage player that went to KIT, which is a tournament I went to, and he got top 8 with Cage. Very strong players come from Latin America, so
yeah. And actually, he is known as one of the most famous Latin American players in the U.S. at least. But he's 5th place, I believe, in points for this season, and he has done really well. He did win one of the tournaments in the Challenger Cup, but he didn't quite
just
make
right
it
outside
here,
the cusp.
Barely,
but he still has the off-wine. He has the off-wine qualifiers for the Pro League. God, I don't like you sometimes.
I didn't even say anything. Are you talking to yourself there, buddy?
You said it with your eyes.
There we go. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, so they will be able to qualify offline for finals.
Yep.
That should be exciting.
So we're gonna have Latin Americans, CIS, Europe. I finally know what CIS stands for. Thank you, Jennifer. Because I really didn't know what CIS stood for. And then, of course, North Americans. So real quick to talk about that, we're going to have the Foxes for sure. I mean, they're going to be at the finals. We can't get rid of those Foxes.
Yeah, no matter what we do,
we
those
try
darn
hunting
Foxes.
seasons. We try literally everything. I mean, hit me with some knowledge, Josh. How do you feel about the Foxes always coming to the finals?
There's something, I don't know if it's the name or the town or something, but I don't know if there's a conspiracy that happened back in the Injustice days.
Like if I make my name Fox,
exactly,
can I make the finals?
They all got together and did it. But either way, it's still great to see how well the Foxes are doing in the Pro League. And also, a lot of people were talking about the double elimination format that we have for the Challenger Cup finals and what that really does to the psychological preparations or reactions to some of these matches. In the European Challenger Cup that we saw earlier today, I think it was in the CIS actually, we saw a Jackie fall to a Kotal Khan and then come back in the lower bracket and completely wipe Kotal Khan, or in the words of DJT, mopped. But that type of dynamic I think is very important and crucial for people to understand that in the Pro League, yes, it's single elimination, you got that one chance to make it. But in the Challenger Cup, you do have a little bit of a time to assess what your opponent is bringing to the table in the finals and hopefully to be able to come back. We've seen that in our finals for the Pro League in Season 1 and Season 2, and also in Season 3, we will be featuring a double elimination bracket as well. And hopefully the Foxes will have a tough time getting to the top, just like, well, Season 2. Foxy Grandpa got knocked out. That was Sacron was quite an impressive player.
See, that's the thing, Josh, that I also love about our finals, and this season in particular, because of the new netcode and everything, so many players are getting an opportunity to shine, and it's been the hardest season yet. I've heard players that have been consistent in Season 1 be like, dude, I'm not able to, I can't even make top 8.
Yeah, the brackets are ridiculous this season. For every
they're like majors every single week.
I know, they're literally like 400-person majors every single week. It is so tough. You've always got to deal with Sonic Fox. You've got to deal with Biohazard and Scar and Cowboy, and those are just the seeded players. That's the reason why Denzel or DJT has been unseeded for literally 4 weeks now. Like, think about that.
Yeah, and Denzel was and still is considered one of the strongest NRS players of all time.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And it looks like we do have the match here. So Dante looks like he will be using Flame Fist versus, we got HQT Predator this time.
10. I think this is somewhat of a troublesome matchup for, okay, so as a former Kang player, I think this is potentially like 5-5. It's really hard for Kang once Predator starts his zoning and really gets in the zone, if you will, no pun intended. But it's also very tough for Predator once Liu Kang gets in. I mean, because of the lack of armor that's fast enough, it's almost guaranteed in the corner where Predator can't move.
Oh yeah, this will be this will be a lot of defense by Predator, most likely. Now, like you were saying, his armor is a little bit weak, but regardless, it doesn't make too much of a difference because there's so many armor-breaking opportunities by Liu Kang. Of course, those armor-breaking opportunities do a ton of chip too. And
oh, that could have been a nice punish. Look at that damage, 30%.
That would have been chip right there if he had the buff on, but he didn't. Oh, he caught him with the end of that.
What's important is he's out of the corner. That was actually huge.
Yeah, that is a very, very big deal, especially against Liu Kang. How much damage does Flame Fist get in the corner with that buff?
Yeah.
That was an actual question.
Oh,
no,
you're asking
the answer is like 50%.
I thought you were
crazy.
I thought you were.
I know.
I thought you were saying like it's crazy how
question.
much damage he gets, and I was like, yeah, it's crazy. But you're like, no, that was.
It was a literal question. No, but really, it's like 50. It's like 50 for a bar.
I'm not sure exactly, but it's a lot.
Yeah. Ooh, that should be a whiff punish.
Yeah, and again, this is why I think the matchup is slightly in Kang's favor, but it's mostly even because once Predator, wow, what a combo, nice damage.
Nice, that's it.
That's going to do it. Yeah, once Predator gets that zoning started, I mean, there's not a lot Kang can do. Sure, he can EX flying kick, but if that's red, that's a huge punish, reset right back to the same situation you're in.
Of course, Flame Fist, once he's got the buff on, his own fireballs do massive damage. So if he can get that buff up, he can challenge him from the mid-range zoning a little bit because he will be able to trade fireballs. But from full screen, Predator can block every fireball on time, even if he's streaming projectile at the same time.
The crazy thing is the chip from that fireball though with the Flame Fist buff on. It does, I think, the same damage as ShaMaNz regular.
That's true, almost as much.
Yeah, regular projectile. But this is, oh, peace, son.
Can't play Flame Fist without your arms, man. Oh,
that's actually true. His kick attacks not doing a lot for him in this variation.
You can forward 4-4, and that's it. Good luck with that. I've actually surprisingly never seen that brutal. I didn't even know that was a brutal.
That is a brutal.
I mean, it must be the Hishku-10 brutal, but.
It is a Hishku-10 brutal.
Thank you. I now know this since we just saw Hishku-10 do it.
You're asking. I'm being more attentive to you now, Chef. Because
that one was rhetorical, like sort of right there. But
you gotta specify, man. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not a psychic.
You need that next level Yomi.
Just a guy with a face.
All right, so he's gonna stick with this matchup now. I'm surprised he's sticking with this. I guess he just likes the fact that his armor.
I want to know why that Cyrax cutie is there. If you're not going to use him, why is it there? It's bugging me.
Maybe he's got a little pocket Cyrax. That'd be nice to see.
I want to see it.
And that was a really crazy read to start the game. He assumed that his opponent was going to jump, so he just did a normal air fireball. Not even instant.
Well, that was a mistake. That had to have been a mistake. Here we go into the flame pressure. Again, knowing that you can't, if he does the spinning back fist, you can jump over that. There's a huge gap in there. You can armor through that.
Now, there is one thing that we're not seeing too much from Dante.
Oh!
There, good usage of the interactable.
Yeah, and use it as a low.
We were saying is very important to have when you're a character with weak armor.
Exactly.
Also, it does have multiple hits of armor, so Liu Kang cannot break it.
I think Liu Kang actually can. It's just dependent on how meaty he does the windmill punches.
That's true. Windmill punch raw will probably break it. I meant more like back 1, 2.
Right, back 1, 2 is not going to break it. Although I want to say that I've done that before on accident where I've broken. But it's like, again, the timing has to be like absolutely perfect.
Ooh, just goes for an interesting full screen combo right there.
I want to know why he's doing that forward 2 afterwards.
All right, so what's happening is he's trying to throw the disc, which is back forward 2, and he's just messing up somehow. I'm not sure how. But he's getting forward 2. It's like how
we haven't seen that string before from Liu Kang, the forward 2-1 up 4. It's the first time we saw Dante use it.
That is a really cool string. Creates some really good spacing.
Yeah. Oh, that was sick!
It won't be enough to get the kill, but the setup will.
And the bait! ShaMaNz, I see you.
That was a nice setup. That was a nice setup right there. Now, his usage of the discs is so good. It's one of the better usage of the discs that I've ever seen from a Predator play.
Oh, and here comes all the mix-ups. So annoying.
Oh,
nice jump back.
If he had done that jump to a little bit earlier, it would have whiff punished him.
Almost. And this is such a dominating game from ShaMaNz right now. This is Dante's chance finally getting in.
It's so interesting that Dante never sets up the buff off of almost anything. Like,
yeah, ShaMaNz is also letting him get away with these.
Oh, that should be the kill. That's it. And like I said, 50%. I was not joking. Those windmill punches do so much damage when you're in that buff.
The problem is right there, ShaMaNz was actually letting Dante get away with murder, I would say, almost, when he was letting him activate buff. Instead of just jumping out or even backdashing, that would actually work against windmill punches because he would get there in time to avoid all of that chip damage.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was going to go for
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
are you following?
I totally get what you're saying, and there actually is, so for those of you who don't know, there is a mind game within the Flame Fist mix-up. So he does the punches, and you can actually, the punches are a special move, right? It's instead of his windmill kick that's so classic to Liu Kang. It's windmill punches, we call them. And at the end of it, you can actually cancel it into you're right. And actually, it's windmill punches. So he can cancel the end of it into another special move, and there's always a mix-up, because if he doesn't cancel into another special move, it's very unsafe.
Yeah.
But if he cancels it into his safe special move, which is the back fist, then there's a gap between the last hit of the windmill punches and the back fist, so you can armor through or sometimes poke through, kind of depending on the character.
Also, when he cancels into EX Flame, Shaolin Flame, that's still technically a gap.
Yeah. There are a lot of... He's got a lot of special to cancel the specials. He can also cancel the buff into his special, so you can actually do a normal, cancel into the buff into the windmill punches, and then cancel the windmill punches into another special.
And I think that's actually what ShaMaNz was worried about, the windmill punches. But again, I mean, if he would have just jumped forward, he would have avoided the whole situation.
Yeah. I mean, you can jump out of quite a few of the situations, but also you can, like I said, you can armor in between, and we haven't seen ShaMaNz try to armor in between almost at all. Yeah. That's why we saw that counter, the parry earlier on from Dante. He canceled the end of it into the parry. He assumed the armor was coming, and that would counter it no matter what. But it didn't work that first time, and then he just stopped using it. So now that he knows that he stopped using it, armor will beat literally every one of his options into 35-ish% because it's HQT Predator.
Oh no! He should have ended the game right there. This is bad. Giving Dante a chance.
That was so much damage. It was a late break, but
wow, that laser.
It's very
so anticlimactic. It's just like, that is it. All right.
You
got clipped.
Oh, catch him out of the air, but no conversion. Oh, interesting. He just chooses to push him out of the corner instead of switching sides. Every time he lands this move right here, the back forward 4, he can switch sides whether it's enhanced or not.
Oh, that's going to catch. Dante immediately breaks. I want to say whoever wins this round right here, wins this match, is going to win the rest of this.
Well, it's looking like inescapably. He's dodging all of it. Oh, he's got a chance here.
Oh my goodness. Not like this. Dante with a chance.
Oh, no, he tried the parry.
Kicked in the head.
The parry would have been enough. He would have been able to meter burn it, but that neutral jump worked really well.
That was a really smart option from ShaMaNz. Really smart option from ShaMaNz.
Yeah, the neutral jump punch the neutral jump kick would have beat almost every single option of his. I think he could have done maybe like straight fireball to catch him out of the air. But that was scary. That avoidance of the zoning and on the left side of that stage was beautiful.
Impressive as hell.
Yeah, those projectiles they just hit everywhere and they're so fast. That was incredible.
The low fireball was so ballsy,
I know, run up, low fireball underneath his fireball. Like, if that was a low projectile or a disc or anything, he would have been dead. But yeah, it was a really good showing by Dante, even though he is now down 1-2 to ShaMaNz. ShaMaNz. And so he is going to stick with Flame Fist. I agree with that choice. It does look like he knows the matchup and he's been playing it pretty well, but man, that counter has just not worked, and he needs to take advantage of the fact that there is no armor coming out of ShaMaNz. After
in those gaps. Punches. Yeah, absolutely. That's something he should be adapting to.
Oh, that should be big. Oh no, no conversions. Now, I would like to see some more full conversions off of ShaMaNz, because you can get even meterless conversions, even if you don't want to spend the meter, with HQ10 by using his cancels. You can cancel any of his strings, cancel into 2-1-2, which is a meterless launcher, and take lots of screen presence.
There it is again! Yeah, no, but you're right. But the thing is, Mr. Evan, the thing is we've only seen him do one cancel. ShaMaNz has only done one cancel, and that's when he did it to him, I think, last game while he was in the corner. Yeah.
Oh, and breaks the armor. One of the few times he actually used the armor, he used it in neutral, and it got broken by a strangely spaced back 1-2, but that was great spacing. Ooh, should get the full conversion there. Punch, 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 punch. 40% meterless off of that. He should take 14 here. Oh, no, just 13. buff ended partway through. That's it. So ShaMaNz is still on match point here.
Something I've noticed about Dante is he does the same stagger every time. He'll do 4-2-1-3, and then he'll do stand 1, and then he always does 4-4-4 after that. And that's something that ShaMaNz has to look out for because that's a huge gap, and that's a huge tell for him.
Yeah, and standing 1, 4-4-4 has hit ShaMaNz a lot.
Yeah.
Of course, the mix-up there is you're used to, it's kind of the opposite of what we saw from Alien in the Pro League this week. You're used to 1-1-3, which is high overhead. Oh, yeah. And instead he does high and then does a low while people are trying to block the overhead hit of that string.
That's a huge tell for ShaMaNz. He can get through that for free if he just recognizes it.
Yep. Oh no, he
could have gotten a lot more for that.
I think he could have gotten the kill off of that conversion. Back to 2 connects, but this should be chipped after here.
Oh no! That's
no, it's not.
Get.
Oh, that was.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. The hesitance from ShaMaNz almost cost him that game. I mean, he just kind of sat there and he's like, okay. He almost let him get a raw Shaolin Flame off.
Yeah. Now, one thing that I would like to see more is you can, like I said earlier, you can actually cancel normals into the buff and then cancel the buff into windmill punches, which guarantees you a lot of chip. And especially against characters with slow armor like Predator, he doesn't really have any options to get out of that. So, you know, for instance, forward 4-4 or forward 2-1-3 into the buff, into the windmill punches. While it is a little bit difficult to time, he could have gotten, I mean, right there at the very end, he could have killed him with guaranteed chip just based off of that alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that was 3-1.
3-1, yeah.
But apparently they don't feel like leaving. They're trying to get that salty run back.
Dante's like, no, I refuse. I demand a rematch.
He's like, that first one was a button check, and the second one, and the fourth one.
How many? What? No, that's not how it works.
Except for the one he won, of course.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Dante.
Yeah, Dante is going to be 4th place. He will get $50, but, you know, he had a really good showing. I do gotta say, he had a very, very good showing. He had that would have been my favorite comeback of maybe all time.
Right.
When he avoided that zoning.
Again, I think the major thing for Dante to take away from this, if he does watch, and I'm sure he will watch to adapt because we saw him do that before, if he's going to play Flame Fist Liu Kang, he's got to stagger his pressure a little differently. I mean, being predictable, that's the worst thing you can do as a Flame Fist is being predictable because there's so many gaps. You have to make your opponent afraid to even try to counter poke.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I would also like to see a few more throws maybe.
Yes.
Especially because Predator does have such a slow wake-up game, and he's just, I mean, Liu Kang is just so amazing at breaking it, that the knockdown from throw itself is almost like putting him back into the same exact pressure situation. Plus, then it gets him pressing buttons, and that opens him up to those crazy 50% corner combos.
That was a sick conversion right there, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If someone's going to delayed wake up on you because they're afraid of the pressure, that's like almost a free throw. Just throw them. Delayed wake up. All right.
Yeah, and ShaMaNz seems like a very, very, very respectful player.
Yeah,
didn't armor through almost anything, didn't even attempt it. He just stayed blocking a lot and kind of let Dante kill himself. But, you know, it was, like I said, it was great showing. Oh, that was so amazing. It was a great showing. I hope we get to see him some more. And congratulations to him. But ShaMaNz moving on to go against Faster.
Yep.